Hey guys, it's Di, and I wanted to do a video on rotating our toys out. This was a requested video, and basically people wanted to know how we decided what toys to rotate out and what our method was for rotating toys in and out of our play areas. And we have four main areas that we keep toys. The main one, of course, is our playroom upstairs, which is like a loft area. And the vast majority of the girls' toys, especially the bigger ones, are in this playroom area. The second area that we have toys is in our downstairs family room. And this area is usually used if we have people over and we're having conversation and the girls are playing at the same time, or if I'm making dinner and they need to be downstairs. So we use this area for some playtime, but it's not the main part of their playtime, so we keep a small amount of toys downstairs. The other two places that we have toys are in both of the girls' rooms, and each of the girls have their own dollhouse in their rooms, and then they also have a toy box where they keep all of their smaller toys and that sort of thing in their rooms. The toys in the rooms probably get changed out the least, and the area where we change out the toys the most frequently is in the playroom. And our basic system is around every 3 to 4 months, I assess the toys and see what needs to get rotated out, what's no longer holding their attention, and a few other criteria that I'll kind of go over here in a minute. And so there's not a specific time length, but the main thing is every 3 to 4 months, or especially around times like Christmas, birthdays, when there's going to be an influx of new toys, and we're either needing to make space or wanting to kind of clear out some things. Maybe if they've lost interest in some things, we can move those out, bring the new things in, and then rotate things back in when it's appropriate. We keep the toys that we've rotated out in this big bin, and I will show you over this bin basically what is in here right now. This is the bin that we keep upstairs, and all the toys that have been rotated out of the playroom upstairs have gone in here. Now if we have any larger toys, like floor toys and that sort of thing that get rotated out, then we keep those in our guest bedroom, either in the bedroom itself or in the closet. But all the smaller toys, like these peekaboo blocks that rotated out and things like that, books, they stay in a bin rotated in that guest bedroom, and so we keep everything on our second level in that area. And then for downstairs, the majority of the toys are out, but we do have one covered bench that I got at Target online, and I keep the toys that are rotated out in there. And that is really kind of a holdover area if we need to pull some more toys out, if we have people over and that sort of thing. I can go over to that bench, grab toys out quickly, and there's some additional toys for the downstairs area. So basically how we decide to rotate things out are our time limits. The 3 to 4 months, I try to assess it every 3 to 4 months, and then also the major times a year, which are birthdays and times like Christmas when we're going to have a number of toys coming in. And Bella's birthday is in May, Natalie's birthday is in November, so it's right before Christmas. So I do assess it at all those times, but pretty much every 6 months there's major turnover. So the main times that we're going to be taking toys in and out are November, December, and then also May, June time period. And I decided to rotate out things that have broken or missing pieces, so anything that's not really, functioning quite how it's supposed to be. Really missing pieces very rarely happens to us, in fact almost never. I believe we left a giraffe that went with some zoo that we had a while back, not the Zoo Talker Zoo, but one we had even prior to that in a rental car one time. But missing pieces very rarely happens, and usually broken, it means the batteries aren't working any longer. So if the batteries have died on something, then I rotate it out, and if it's not something they're particularly interested in, then I just keep it out of rotation. The next kind of criteria that I use to assess what needs to get rotated out is loss of interest. And so if it's something that they've kind of grown out of the age category, or they just really haven't been playing with very recently, I'll rotate it out and put things in that I think that they'll be more interested in, and then figure out when I can rotate those things back in later that they'll have interest in them. And then the next criteria is no longer age appropriate. So for baby toys, Natalie's starting to grow out of those. For those kind of in-between toys that are in between Natalie's age and Bella's outgrown them, I rotate those things out and then I put them back in when they're age appropriate. So for instance, we have this shape sorter that's from Fisher-Price, and this has been rotated out, and Bella has sufficiently mastered this. She knows all of the shape names, she knows all of the colors, she knows how to put them all into the sides very easily, and this is a little bit above Natalie's skill level. We have some things that function similar to this, so until Natalie's about 18 months old and she could really start using this how it's meant to be used, with putting the things in the side, in the holes, and finding the correct shape, I'll leave this rotated out and I'll put it back into the rotation when it's a little bit more age appropriate. And then the last criteria is if they get a new toy that's very similar to one of their old toys. I did make an exception for this. Natalie got a big car system for her birthday, which you guys have probably seen in our playroom, and we do have 2 car systems now in our playroom. We did have have the area in the playroom to have both of them, and we decided to keep both of them out because they are slightly different, and there's some features on the pink one, which was our previous one, that the girls really liked. Like especially Natalie, she liked to pull the elevator up and down on the pink one, and that's not available on the second one. Make special exceptions, but for a general rule, if they get something that's very similar to what they already have, we'll rotate the older one out and put the newer one into the toy areas. And so that's the general basis for how we decide to rotate things in and out. I find 3 to 4 months is a good time length to kind of sit back and assess what they're really playing with and what has their interest. So I will kind of very quickly show you our toy areas and show you where we store everything, and hopefully this will give you guys some good ideas for what you can do around your own house. So this is the playroom as we have it currently, and you can see over here we have the book area, we have the train table, which currently has a princess castle and the Zoo Talker Zoo on it. We have a little stuffed animal and tea party area over here at the side, the 2 car things that I talked about, and then our Trofast system, which is next to our kitchen. So these are all the things that we have out currently, and then these bins are really the big area that we try to keep fresh and rotate it out. So about every 3 to 4 months I'll assess these bins especially, but then the things that are sitting on the table. So these are the toys that we have rotated out, and these are basically all things that we have decided that the girls have outgrown for whatever reason or are not age appropriate. All rotated out, and we keep these in our guest bedroom. And this is for books that we have rotated out for whatever reason right now. A lot of these are older books from my husband and myself's childhood, so we just have these rotated out in a bin that we can easily get to them if we want them, but for right now these aren't accessible directly to the kids, and this is just under a table in our guest bedroom. And then we can easily put this away if we have guests come, we can just stick it in the closet. And then this is the fabric covered bench that I got at Target.com. I got this at the last house that we were at because it fit in with our decor, and it was actually really nice because everything I've kept rotated out at that house for Bella's small baby toys actually all fit into this quite nicely, so I could keep it in a main area and it was easily accessible. So you can see these are the things that we have rotated out downstairs. And it's just basically their old zoo is down in here. We have some baby rings, and then their farm is rotated out right now. So then these are the things I can easily grab and rotate back in for downstairs. So hopefully this has given you guys some ideas if you've been wondering how to rotate toys in and out. Let me know what questions you have, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.